Dinosaurs are the beating heart of the Jurassic Park franchise. But not every dinosaur is a graceful apex predator or a beloved star like the original T-Rex. Some dinos were so chaotic, so controversial, or so wildly overpowered that they nearly derailed the franchise. These weren't just on-screen villains. They were production nightmares, audience reaction disasters, and reputation-threatening beasts that forced Universal to rethink everything. Today, we're counting down the 10 dinosaur villains that almost killed the Jurassic Park franchise. The most infamous prehistoric antagonists whose existence changed the trajectory of the films, for better or worse. Grab your flair, hold on to your butt, and let's head back into the park. 10. The Spinosaurus, Jurassic Park 3, 2001. The Spinosaurus should have been a bold new apex villain. Instead, it became one of the most controversial decisions in franchise history. Why? Because it did the unthinkable. It killed the iconic T-Rex. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. Universal wanted a new big bad, something larger and scarier than a Rex, but audiences saw it as sacrilege. The Spino was huge, loud, unstoppable, literally immune to bullets and explosions. But it wasn't just overpowered, it lacked character. No emotional weight, no narrative purpose, just chaos. The backlash was so severe, Universal quietly removed the Spino from future films until a small cameo in Dominion nearly 20 years later. This dinosaur didn't just fight the T-Rex, it fought the entire fan base, and almost won. 9. The Indominus Rex, Jurassic World, 2015. When Jurassic World needed a villain, the Indominus Rex was the answer. A hybrid monster built for marketing, literally. Bigger, meaner, whiter. But behind the scenes, the studio had one fear. What if we've gone too far? The Indominus wasn't just dangerous, it was absurdly intelligent, calculating, manipulative, invisible to heat sensors, able to camouflage, and apparently spoke raptor like a second language. Critics said the franchise had gone full sci-fi monster movie, abandoning its grounded roots. The line between dinosaur and kaiju started to blur, and execs worried they had lost the spirit of Crichton's Science Gone Wrong theme. The gamble paid off financially, but artistically, the Indominus pushed the franchise dangerously close to self-parody. 8. The Indoraptor, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, 2018. If the Indominus was the test run, the Indoraptor was the full horror movie upgrade. Pitch black, razor sharp, and smiling like the devil himself. But fans and critics had a divided reaction. Some loved the Gothic Mansion finale. Others said, wait, are we doing the Haunting of Hill House with dinosaurs now? The Indoraptor was terrifying, but it felt disconnected from the franchise's identity. It wasn't about nature anymore. It wasn't even about science going wrong. It had become a supervillain, almost possessed in its behavior. This creature came dangerously close to turning Jurassic Park into a creature feature horror series instead of a grounded sci-fi adventure. 7. The Pteranodon Flock, Jurassic Park 3, 2001. The Pteranodon aviary scene is iconic, but the Pteranodons themselves? They almost wrecked the movie. Their design was so monstrous that paleontologists publicly criticized the film. The original Stan Winston team made them look like demon gargoyles rather than actual flying reptiles. The worst part? Universal originally planned for the Pteranodons to follow the humans all the way to the mainland, starting an infestation plotline that was so wild, the studio later canceled it. Even without that storyline, the Pteranodons were considered too fantasy for some critics, another push away from Spielberg's grounded realism. 6. The Dilophosaurus, Jurassic Park, 1993, and Dominion, 2022. The Dilophosaurus killed Dennis Nedry. It spit venom. It expanded its frill. It became instantly iconic. But here's the problem. None of that was scientifically accurate. Spielberg intentionally reimagined it as a horror creature, and while audiences loved it, paleontologists hated it, arguing it damaged public understanding of a real dinosaur. When the Dilophosaurus returned in Dominion, it stirred the same debate. Should a franchise about scientific wonder keep using fantasy monsters? Universal worried the backlash could undermine the franchise's credibility, especially after years of criticism about accuracy. 5. The Dimorphodon Swarm, Jurassic World, 2015. The flying dinosaur attack on Main Street was crowd-pleasing chaos, but behind the scenes, the Dimorphodons sparked controversy. They were portrayed as hyper-aggressive, coordinated, capable of attacking humans like trained fighter jets. But the real issue? The scene was so violently over the top that test audiences questioned whether Jurassic World had lost its heart, especially with the infamous death of Zara, one of the most shocking in franchise history. Many believe this moment nearly pushed the film into R-rated territory and risked alienating family audiences. Universal toned down later films because of this swarm. 4. The Giganotosaurus, Jurassic World Dominion, 2022. The Giga was marketed as the new apex predator, the biggest, baddest carnivore of them all. But fans were split. Some loved it. Others said it felt like a pale imitation of the Spinosaurus debate all over again. Its fight with the T-Rex was criticized for feeling forced, as if the studio was trying to replicate nostalgia rather than innovate. Even Colin Trevorrow admitted the Giga was based more on cinematic need than scientific truth. And once again, critics complained the franchise had devolved into wrestling matches between superpowered dinos. 3. The Compsognathus Horde, The Lost World, 1997. The tiny compies seem harmless until they swarm. Their attack on Dieter Stark was one of the darkest kills in the series. But the compies nearly caused a different problem. Their swarm behavior was compared to gremlins, with some critics labeling them comic book villains. Spielberg struggled to balance horror and realism, and many paleontologists pointed out that compies wouldn't behave this way. Their exaggerated pack-hunting nature fueled years of scientific criticism that the franchise was becoming less grounded. 2. The Mosasaurus, Jurassic World Trilogy. The Mosasaurus was breathtaking, but also ridiculously oversized. Fans loved the spectacle, but scientists hammered the franchise for making it Godzilla-sized and nearly supernatural. By Dominion, it was attacking giant crab-fishing ships like a kaiju, raising concerns the franchise was drifting from sci-fi into mythic monster territory. Even Universal execs reportedly worried it was too big to be believable, sparking internal debates about scaling back future creatures. 1. The Hybrid Monster Arms Race. Our number one spot isn't a single dinosaur. It's the trend that nearly destroyed the franchise. The Hybrid Monster Arms Race. Once the Indominus Rex proved hybrids could sell toys, studios leaned hard into monster creation, pushing the films further and further from scientific plausibility. There were early drafts with acid-spitting hybrids, telepathically connected dinos, human dinosaur soldiers, and a proposed raptor-human hybrid that leaked online and horrified fans. This direction almost killed the franchise before Jurassic World even filmed. Fans revolted. The studio scrapped the DNA supervillain approach, but remnants survived in the Indominus and Indoraptor. If the fan base hadn't pushed back, the Jurassic franchise may have turned into a literal X-Men-style mutant series. Dinosaurs may rule the Earth, but audiences rule the box office. Every time the franchise drifted too far into monster movie territory, fans pushed back, demanding a return to the sense of wonder Spielberg introduced in 1993. Some dinos terrified us, some annoyed us, some nearly destroyed everything. But all of them shaped the legacy of the Jurassic franchise. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe for more deep dive villain analysis, and let me know in the comments, which dinosaur villain almost ruined the series for you? And which one deserves their own spin-off? Until next time, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle. And remember, life finds a way.